Hi guys, happy Thursday. Welcome to a coffee moment. It is 4:20 p.m. here in England, and I thought I'd just hop on very quickly and come and say hi. How are you and how is your day so far? So I'm just stopping for a coffee break. I've been writing all morning, creating lots of content around health and fitness, and wanted to share a mindful coffee moment with you. So cheers. I've got the busiest end of the week coming up, Friday, Saturday and Sunday with friends and family. And I think Monday morning will be my moment of, all done. I'm really looking forward to an active weekend and catching up with everyone, having a moment of entertaining and hosting everyone. And yes, just spending moments all together, enjoying this beautiful weather that we've been having. Blue skies, sunshine. We got up to like 12 degrees, which was incredible. What it does for your sense of energy and positivity is amazing. Definitely on a sunny day, I think everybody is nicer, everybody is happier, calmer, more considerate. It really does make a difference. Pascal says, bonsoir, Tracy. Hi there, welcome. Thank you all for joining. Sipping this coffee, I thought that I could go through a reflection card with you. If you would like to join me, I'd love to hear your answer to the points that we raise, and also to kind of put together all these minds. They are all greater than one. You know, when they say two heads are better than one, to bring that kind of perspective together. And even though we may be in different age ranges, different countries, have different life experiences that have led us to where we are today, we can all come together and share our thoughts and feelings and elevate one another as a whole. Luke says, hi Trace, you okay? Yes, I am very well, thank you. Looking forward to the most hectic weekend, where I'm going to need a weekend to get over the weekend because I'm going to be so busy. Ahmed says hi, and Alan says, hi Tracy, I'm down this weekend too, celebrating my 60th. Oh, happy birthday, Alan. Hopefully I can see you in between the gym if you're about. Ahmed said, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. Are you joining me for a coffee right now? That would be lovely. I have to learn to stop talking so long that my coffee goes cold. So you can kind of tell how long I've been chatting based on how far down the cup we get. But once I finish this, I'll pop my teeth aligners back in and we can reflect on a card. Where are you based and how has the weather been? Has it motivated you this week? Does it feel like springtime yet? I'm seeing so many pretty daffodils everywhere. The colours are beautiful, and it's really lovely to just be out in nature, enjoying fresh air and exercise after a very cold, windy winter. I think we all kind of go into this hibernation mode where we don't make the healthiest choices. We're not as active as we could be. And as soon as there's a bit of sunshine, we're suddenly on our bikes and we're walking and we're out there and days seem longer. It's nice that it doesn't get dark so quick. And yeah, I'm just really motivated for some adventures, I think, over the summer. Luke said, I'm glad you're fine. Me as well, thanks. You're looking great, Trace. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Geordie says, hola, hi there. Imran has done like a waving puppy. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you guys. Welcome. Ahmed says, very nice. Thank you. Noor says, I don't know what that means in a different language. Luke says, do you drink teas? I do. I have lots of green tea, herbal teas, chamomile tea. My daughter absolutely loves like all of the really crazy combinations and flavors. Whereas I think like I kind of stick to what I know. I'll have maybe some lemon green tea or some ginger green tea. Chamomile is absolutely fine. And then mushroom coffee and then an oat flat white. I kind of keep maybe 4 or 5 drinks that I like, but with my aligners, I have to take them out every time I have something coloured. So drinking green tea can stain. I have like these squares on my teeth. I don't know how obvious it is, but they're fitted onto each tooth to help the aligners to like push against it. So these little clear trays. So if I stain those or these, you kind of have like a year of then having stained teeth that you can't just brush it off and clean in the same way. So I have to just be more careful with the amount of coloured liquids that I drink. So I've actually been in a big vibe of just boiled water with lemon juice. Has been really lovely. And if I've got fresh ginger, then I'll cut like a ring of ginger to pop in. But yeah, hot water and lemon's been lovely over the winter, to be honest. What do you guys drink? What's your favourite drink? I can drink tea cold, only herbal tea. I don't have tea with milk or anything. I've never liked like traditional tea. Jasmine tea is also really lovely. But I can't drink coffee cold. And loads of people go on about iced lattes and all of this. And I'm like, cold coffee is disgusting. I don't know how anyone copes with that. It feels so wrong to me. So yeah, popping in my aligners again. Ta-da! We are halfway through the treatment now, I think. I say we, I mean me. It's been such a quick plan to have had my surgery at the end of October last year. For my birthday, I had all the dentistry and internal surgeries. I had the 6 surgical procedures at once, which was, in hindsight, a lot to do in one go, but also means that like your recovery, it's like, it's done, it's dealt with, it's out of the way, and then you can move on to the rest of the new year and plans. And then I went traveling in Africa. So yeah, it's been like a really kind of busy year. Also, the surgeon popped up a video from my hair transplant a few years ago. I think I'm 3.5 years post-surgery now. Had a hair and eyebrow transplant. And when I was in Istanbul, having my dentistry and surgery internally, I actually filmed the kind of after shots of my hair transplant for the before and after comparison. And they kind of had me in a hairband showing what my scalp was like before and versus what it's like now, for like a natural hairline that nobody knows that I've had a hair transplant surgery. It's not obvious. And I'd actually filmed the recovery video, which is on my feed on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, tracykiss.com, DOTCOM. And I'd just come out of hospital. I'd had 3 wisdom teeth removed and my teeth straightening started. So I was like swollen, puffy, bloated from the general anaesthetic. Every time you have general anaesthetic, like your body just sort of goes puffy. And it takes maybe a couple of weeks to not look like you've been in hospital. So yeah, even though I had my wisdom teeth removed, you end up kind of like that in the video. So people were saying like, oh, you look really different after having your hair transplant. Your face looks different. And I'm like, no. I'm swollen from surgery, but that's totally unrelated to the hair transplants, which I had almost 4 years ago now. It's kind of 3.5. But yeah, really interesting to look back upon how my hairline used to be and how it is now. I think you don't really notice the difference until you get those before and after pictures and you realise how monumentally huge that difference is. So yeah, it was lovely to see, and the clinic were incredible. Cosmetica, they feel like family to me. They are so kind, so supportive. And I guess when you have surgery, you put your trust into someone else's hands and you want to have that confidence in a person to give you the results that you desire, because you know, we don't want to look like other people. We don't want to copy or recreate something we've seen. We want to just perfect what we naturally have. And for me, I didn't want to look different for having a hair transplant, just as all the surgery that I've just had a handful of months ago have not changed my appearance at all, apart from making me look swollen to start with, whilst my gums were healing from having my wisdom teeth taken out. And that was just a choice that I made for preventative dentistry. It wasn't a necessity. It wasn't because I had a rotten tooth or anything was causing me pain. It was to prevent my teeth from causing disruption in the future so that I could have the rest of my teeth protected and aligned. So these are my natural teeth. Even though I have aligners in at the moment, they probably look shiny. I strongly believe in preserving your natural body as much as possible. And as I say, the surgeries that I had internally do not change my appearance, and in my mouth does not change my appearance. So I wasn't trying to look beautiful or young or anything like that. I was simply looking after my long-term health as a biohacker. So scrolling your comments, guys. Ragu says, hi there. And Sebastian says, hello, Bisous. Oh, thank you. Scrolling, Ben says, hi, Tracy, how are you? I'm very well, thank you, Ben. How are you? Have you had a lovely week so far? And are you enjoying this gorgeous sunshine? Rihan says, have a lovely day. Thank you, and to you also. And Sebastian says, I love you, Bella Tracy. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you guys. Taran has sent love hearts. Cape says, so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Arslan says, hello. And Rihan says, looking simply gorgeous as always. Thank you guys for being so kind and supportive. I really appreciate everything that you say and do. You are so, so lovely. And I feel so fortunate that we are sharing this journey of life together, that we found each other on social media and we can be each other's like hype man. You know, I hope that I motivate you to be healthy and active and enthusiastic about life. I hope that you can see the good in life, that you can be kind to people, not just kind to me, but kind to everybody that you come across in your day. Because life is too short, life is too painful to ever kind of throw away a day or be nasty to people for the sake of it. I think when we kind of take that step back, we take a deep breath and we think, how would I like to be treated? Let me treat people that way. Arson says, how are you feeling? I'm very well, thank you. Looking forward to a busy weekend, hosting friends and family. Woo! What are you guys up to? Ben says, happy Thursday, Tracy. Thank you, Ben. Alan said, red wine is a nightmare for that. Yeah, that's why I don't drink red wine, because these squares on my teeth would just be like popping out highlighted because they're white and the teeth would stain and stay that colour. I think I have like maybe 4 months left of my treatment. I'm over halfway, so not too long to go. And then I'll pop back to Turkey and go and have my 4th wisdom tooth out because I had 3 at once. And then these squares can come off my teeth and it will be so weird not to have them on. I wear them like 22 hours a day and I quite like biting them because it's like all protected and you can't like knock a tooth by mistake because they're all like encased. So I don't know. I kind of feel like after this treatment's done, I'll just want to walk around with aligners on because it feels nice. Like it's definitely easier than having train tracks, which I had in my 20s. I think I was about 26 years old and I had fixed braces with wires. We call them train tracks, or at least they were known as that when I was growing up. And yeah, they were always cutting my lips and rubbing and bleeding. And I was like, it's so sore. And you had to put wax on them to stop the metal from tearing up your skin. Like it was so uncomfortable. Whereas with these aligners, it's absolutely a breeze. I forget I'm even wearing them. Ben says, I like tea or apple juice. Oh, apple juice is amazing. Just be careful of the sugar. Keep it in moderation. But yes, so delicious. Imran says, nice, love you. Thank you. Ben says, sending a virtual hug. And to you all, I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. And stay positive throughout your day. Give yourself that hug also. Be your own best friend rather than how we criticize ourselves so much and always feel like we're failing. Instead, let's be as kind as we would to our best friends and say, hey, you might feel like you haven't done enough, but actually look at what you have done. And you put your time and effort into this and you put your heart and soul into it. And that's what's important. Jeffrey says, good morning, my beautiful queen. Good morning, Jeffrey. Where are you for it to be morning? It's now 4:33 p.m. in England and we have blue skies. Amazing. Roy says, how are you doing today? I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Rahul, I'm going to have to block you for saying something very rude. Ban this user from your page. Ta-da. Okay. Creepy message has been removed. There we go. Ben says, any plans for the weekend? Yes, hosting friends and family. So, being the hostess of the mostest, cooking and entertaining and playing games. It will be a very hectic weekend, but I'm looking forward to it for sure. Godwin says thanks, and Craig says, I hope the swelling goes down for you and you feel great. Yeah, so I've had my surgery was like October, November, December, January, February, March. Wow, 5 months ago already, nearly half a year. And I filmed the reveal of my hair transplant a couple of days after I left hospital. So I was very swollen at the time. And yes, it goes down after a couple of weeks. I think for the lower gums that were stitched, that can take a few months to the swelling to properly go down. But definitely, like, I don't even feel like I've had teeth removed now. Like, they feel absolutely fine. It's not forever. It's just temporary as the body's healing and looking after itself post-op. Ben says, good afternoon, my amazing friend Tracy. Oh, thank you, Ben. Good afternoon. And John says, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Nearly the weekend. But my weekend starts tomorrow, Friday, with everybody arriving. Roy says, you are a very beautiful woman. Thank you, Roy. That's very kind. And Ben says, have a lovely day. Thank you, Ben. Also to you. Rain says, hello. Zama says, good. Hector says, nice. And Patrick says, Patrick, we don't say naughty things like that. It's not as bad as the previous person that I just blocked, but please be mindful, be respectful, else I will ban from the page. Roy says, you are very true about everything. Well, I try to be open and honest. I think we should all kind of share our authentic thoughts, what we truly think and feel, because it makes life a lot easier if you say what you mean and mean what you say. Abdul says, hi there. And Jessie says, hi, good evening. Good evening. Dote Tree says, hello, sunshine. How are you? Very well, thank you. How are you? Narul says, good evening. Good evening. And Ashok says, good night. My goodness, you're all from different countries. We've had a morning, an evening, and a good night. Paolo says, you're so gorgeous, Tracy. Oh, thank you. And Ma says, how are you? Very well, thank you. How are you? Scrolling to try and catch up. Jeffrey is in Texas. Aha. Paulo says, iced coffee for me. No ice. How do you do it with ice? It tastes like it's been forgotten about. Like, I don't know. I've just never enjoyed cold drinks like that. I would always just drink water, and maybe ice water, I suppose, but iced coffee. Oh, I just can't. It just doesn't feel normal for me. It makes me kind of not gag, but feel like your dinner's gone cold. It's not as enjoyable as when it's warm. And yeah, that's just kind of where my brain goes with cold coffee. It defeats all the laws of human nature for me completely. Do you add syrups to your cold coffee? Because I know that's a big thing where people put like caramel or spice in their drinks. I personally don't enjoy that in coffee, but I am happy to have floral teas. So yeah, it kind of works for one, but not the other, which is really weird. And it's just what I enjoy. How strange we are as individuals. Khan says, hi. And Narul says, keep the spirit, healthy greetings, success always for you. Thank you. And to you also. And so just scrolling through, Steve says, hi, Steve. And Jessie says, you are a package. Thank you. Jessie is in the Philippines, and Rihan says, prayer for global peace and harmony. Absolutely. So much going on in the world right now, which really is heartbreaking to witness. Also how the media portrays things so differently is quite shocking. What you see on social media versus what different countries report and different news outlets, I think is very conflicting. So yes, I'm just sending love and best wishes to all who are going through difficult times right now. And I hope that it will be resolved promptly. So going through a card to pick out for reflections on life. I think I've done a lot of these over time. So if I do find one that I've previously done and remember that I've done it, maybe we'll skip to another one just in case. But I think, yeah, we may have a few duplicates here. Oh, let's see. I feel like I'm cheating looking through them, but I have seen so many of them. Gosh, I've done so many. I should take them out the pack. Here we go. This is a good one. It's about appreciating others. And the question here is, which I would love for you to answer, who would you love to spend more time with? Who would you love to spend more time with? So appreciating others. I grew up in a family where my parents just worked 24/7, and one of them worked days, one of them worked nights, so that they could both be there for my brother and myself throughout the day and the night. Because if they both worked during the day, nobody would be at home for the two children. And if they both worked all night, then we'd be left home alone at night. So yes, my brother is a year older than me. And so my parents were kind of like passing ships. They were never at home together. It was one to the other, kind of taking charge of my brother and I. So I think who I would like to spend more time with, my mum retired just over a year ago, and it's been the first time that we've had like mother-daughter time together, like ever, my whole life. And it's been really lovely. She came to Turkey with me twice in a year, and we had the nicest time. We went for dinners and walks on the beach, and it was just a lovely, lovely experience. Even sitting in the airport at stupid o'clock in the morning, drinking coffee together and talking about life was just wonderful. And yes, over last summer, I redecorated their entire house and also their gardens, and just made it really, really lovely for my parents. And my mum kind of phones me. We live not too far away, but far enough that you wouldn't see each other every day. And she tells me that she's gardening and that she's chosen certain bits for the house and stuff. And she's just really, really excited to have this new lease of life as somebody who is newly retired. So I think who I would love to spend more time with, definitely my mum, because I didn't get that growing up. So I think it's really, really special when you can just have that one-on-one time with a loved one. And being a single parent, I feel like I've almost been spoiled to have all of my children's love and time and attention and affection. It's been absolutely wonderful. Like, the three of us are the three musketeers. So I don't think it's humanly possible for me to spend more time with my two children. And I just love everything that we do together, everything that we have. Our happy little bubble in the world is just so precious, so just irreplaceable. And yes, I love being with my family. So spending more time with my mum would make me happy. And I already am happy to have the time that we have now, but even more time, that's just me being a little bit greedy there. Who would you love to spend more time with, and why? I would love to hear your answer on that. Do you feel like you spend more or less time with your parents from when you were growing up? I would love to know if that's changed for you. I think most people, as they grow up, they spend less time with their parents because you kind of leave home and have your own life and do your own thing, and you kind of get caught up in everything that needs to be done. But for me, as time has passed, I've gone to spend time with my family because, as I say, growing up, they were always passing ships and I didn't get quality one-on-one time with my parents. Scrolling back through your comments, guys, so I don't miss them. Paolo says, iced coffee for me because it quenches my thirst. I would have to drink a drink after drinking that just to get rid of the coldness of it. Like, why is this coffee cold? Oh, okay, so it's kind of refreshing. Lipton iced tea, though, they do like peach tea. Lovely. Maybe it's the cold milk. Maybe that's what it is. Even when I have coffee, I have my machine. It just whips it up and makes it all warm and frothy. So maybe it's the cold milk that I don't like, because I never drank milk as a child. Like, I hated milk, and didn't have it on cereal and things because I'm dairy intolerant, but didn't know at the time. But I guess that's what kind of repulsed me away from dairy. Just feeling rubbish every time I had it. So maybe it's the cold milk that I'm against and not the cold coffee. Oh no, I can't drink espresso martinis or anything like that. No, it's definitely cold coffee. But Lipton iced tea, delicious. Jerry says, do you live in London? I live on the outskirts of London, between the city and the countryside. So I get this lovely, quiet, private life that I absolutely love, and it's wonderful for my children. Thomas says, thank you. Oh, thank you for joining, everyone. And Chande says, I am from Tanzania. Welcome. Oh, thank you for joining. I did do lots of live streaming when I was in Zanzibar in January. So only a couple of months ago, a few weeks ago. and flew over to Tanzania to do a safari, or Tanzania as I think that's how it's pronounced. And it was beautiful. It rained as we landed on like a muddy runway in a tiny plane to go to the safari. And as we were flying, it was like really loud. And I thought, oh, is that what turbulence sounds like? Because it was so noisy, but it was the rain hitting the plane. Didn't even realise it was raining, because on the mainland, on Zanzibar, on the island, it was gorgeous, burning hot day, 32 degrees. And then landing on the mainland, when the plane went down, it went mud everywhere. So this lovely clean plane just became coated, like throwing a pebble into a pond. Plop, all the mud flew everywhere. And it was the most funniest thing to experience. It was great fun though. And the rain soon stopped after a couple of hours. And all the safari jeeps and trucks, like they roll up the waterproof windows, and then you just see the lions and things. It was incredible. All of the cubs and antelope. It was, yeah, one of those moments in life where you're like, wow, this is nature. This exists. It's truly breathtaking. Roy says, spending my time with my mum. Absolutely awesome answer. I think that is probably one of the highest things, is seeing our parents. But who would you love to spend more time with, and why? What do you do with your mum? And what are your favourite family memories? Andrew says, quick update on the hip replacement. All good and back to work on the 14th of April. My goodness, that's a very fast turnaround, and wonderful to hear that your hip replacement went so well. Speedy recovery. And yes, come Easter, you will be reborn. Although it would be nice to have a little bit more time off of work. I guess when we all get to retirement age, we can compare life stories. Rose said, I would love to spend my time with you. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. Well, we are here right now. So carpe diem. Phil says, hi Phil. And Arnold says, okay. Martin says, Martin, we will block if there is inappropriate language. Ridwan says, nice. And Scrolling Polo says, your reaction is cute. It's just iced coffee. Oh no, it does things to me that I can't cope with. But yes, iced tea, I think, is the perfect compromise there. I love a Lipton's peach iced tea, delicious. So thank you all for joining me today, guys. I need to get back to doing some work so that I'm all prepared for Friday, Saturday and Sunday, which is going to be a whirlwind of fun. Lots of responsibility, lots of hostessing with the mostessing, which I'm really looking forward to. I love having friends and family coming over and cooking and playing music and card games and board games. Beautiful moments in life that we should all really cherish for the blessing that it is. Might seem like a very insignificant small thing at the time, but years from now, decades from now, you will look back and think those are the most beautiful memories ever. Tukati says, enjoy. Thank you. And thank you all for joining me today. I hope that the rest of your Thursday, whether it's morning, noon or night, is wonderful, uplifting, invigorating, and fills you with positivity. And until next time, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everyone.